What's going on, guys? If you're just joining the chat, let me know if the audio and the video are okay. We're just getting started tonight, so hopefully everything sounds good. Hey friends, how's it going? Let me know in the chat if the audio is okay, if you guys can hear me all right. Quick reminder, if you didn't join last night, we are building up this Tamiya 135 scale T-34 76 CHTZ version. And last night we had a pretty productive session. Knocked out a whole bunch of road wheels here. Nice detailed road wheels, as well as our idler and drive wheels. And today we are shifting our attention to the hull. Thanks, Barry, for letting me know about the audio there. Appreciate it. I'm a surfer, never built a model before. Well, I hope that this can be inspiring to pick one up. It's a pretty fun hobby. All right. So I was just pulling this out because this old kit here, this is one of Tamiya's old kits that you could put a little battery-powered engine in. You can see it's got reference marks for the batteries there. So it's got some actual hardware in here, so you could pop the top of the hull off and replace the batteries when you need to. So as such, we've got some hardware for that. The first thing we need to do here is take this little clamp and mount this on here. Just going to screw that in the back. We'll probably do a decent amount of this by hand, but I do have my trusty Swiss Army knife here, so we can get in there, get this Phillips head screw mounted the way we need it. Maybe. Kind of a tight fit. David says, watching painting Tamiya's Universal Carrier Mark II. Cheers. Nice. Sounds like a fun little project, David. Thanks for joining, hanging out with us today. Geek Gaming. How much did the model cost so I could buy it? These classic Tamiya T-34s usually run you around, I don't know, 17 to 20 US dollars, which is pretty affordable for a kit in 135 scale. Yeah. I recommend this one. It's a fun little kit. Just going to do a quick test fit here of the axle. See if we can get that in. Maybe. I think I may have over-tightened this a little bit. Let's wind that out a little bit. Just got some figures for starters. Surfer, that's a good way to start with figures. Figure painting can be a little tricky, but it's also a really good time once you start to figure it out. So I hope that's fun. Enjoy. Alright, that's better. We've got our axle mounted on there. Nice. I'm not going to leave this right now. I just wanted to do a quick test fit to show you guys, but good to know that that works. So we'll set that aside up here. And we'll get cracking on the rest of our haul. So the last thing we did last night before I signed off was we mounted this back plate here. Instructions here, and we got a couple tow hooks. Bring it up nice and close to the camera so you guys can see. So that is on there, okay. And now we have to do, I think, one more piece here. Yes. So as I mentioned, we made all the wheels up last night. Those are all up here. There's a little mounting point for these return rollers. So we just have to put that, not return rollers, excuse me. Sorry, that's the idler wheel. So we just have to put those on real quick. Those are both 825. Snip those off. Boom, boom. And sand them down real quick. Now, sometimes when you get a little burr like that, if it's a pretty high one, it wasn't a great cut, I'll come in here with the hobby knife and very carefully try and get the biggest piece off there. And then we can come back and sand. Hello from Ohio. Welcome aboard. Thanks for joining us tonight. Where is everybody else tuning in from tonight? I'm curious to hear where you guys are all at. Hopefully it's not in the middle of the night or too early in the morning for anybody. Oh, Crazy Loca, glad to hear. I knew you were going to try and do the multitasking there. I'm glad to hear that the text-to-talk works out okay. Just drive safe. Kieran from Australia, wow. Thanks for tuning in from the other side of the world. What time is it over there? We're just mounting these little cast blocks for our idler wheels. Get those mounted in there nice. Okay. One down. All right, let's see. Got some folks from Puerto Rico, from Ireland. Nice. All over the place. Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining. All right. So I'm just going to put a little pressure on these to make sure they fit into place nicely as the cement dries on us. Does the Florida Turnpike count as a place? You know, let's say yes. I think it does for tonight. That counts, right? No, no kidding, Orion. That's a pretty cool fun fact. Home of Mr. Neil Armstrong. All right. So we've got those mounted on here. Now it's time to turn our attention to the inside of the upper hull. So we're going to set our lower hull aside here. Grab this guy. And kind of typical to Tamiya style, we have this one piece upper section of the hull. There's a lot of really nice details in here. I'll try and hold this up, see if the autofocus catches it. We got some really nice weld decals replicated around the bow machine gun port, along the sides of the skirts here. Got some mounting points for our brackets on the sides there, and our extra fuel tanks. We'll get those going in a bit. Some pretty simple vents for the engine cover, but you know, at this scale, no sweat there. And this is nice. This is the either the headlight or the horn, but it's got the hookup, the cable hookup, already molded in there. That's pretty cool. Hello from Northern Ireland. We've got a couple Irish folk on here. Mark, are you from the Republic or from Northern Ireland? We're all about making connections here, right? Surfer ordered a Panzer III from Mini Art. Very nice. Somebody was asking about Mini Art last night. I haven't done any of the Mini Art armor kits, but I'm hoping to one of these days. They look very nice. Alright, so doing the front of the driver's hatch here. Let's clean that up a bit. So other than my sanding stick, I use just a couple little bits of sandpaper here. This is a bit rougher. I don't remember exactly what the grains are. And this is a kind of a finer one here. But they are handy to have for just kind of buffing down these rough edges. And one of the beautiful things about these 40s Soviet tanks is that they were thrown together very quickly in the factories with rather crude finish, which works okay for us because we can kind of ding them up and give them a little character during the build, which is pretty fun. So that works okay. Alright, so there's the top of our driver's hatch. We got some folks from Norway. Very nice. Let's see. Somebody working on the tack on Merkava. Very nice. I did a Academy Merkava 2 a while back. That was a fun build. AJ, hello. Welcome aboard. Thanks for joining. Anybody else that's new, welcome. We're working on the Tamiya T-34 76 that we started last night. We're just getting started on the upper hull here. We have most of the running gear and stuff all figured out now, so that is good. Alright, the inside of the driver's hatch. Some nice detail in this as well, even though it's going to be covered up, which is a shame. Let you guys check that out. Got the latches and everything on there, which is pretty cool. Let's clean this up as well. Got some folks from Canada. Hello from your neighbors down south. Thanks for joining in. Has anyone on the chat built this particular kit before? I've built one of the other Tamiya variants. I haven't done this particular one yet, but I think they share many of the same parts, same sprues, so nothing too out of left field here. Being careful not to get any of the drying cement on my hands. Don't want to get any gnarly fingerprints on the plastic. Alright. While that guy dries, let's flip this over. This calls for a couple of poly caps to help mount. As I mentioned before, this is one of the old Tamiya motorized kits. So they pretty much build the thing so you can take it apart all the time, change the batteries out if you need to. I'll get those poly caps on there. Just a little elbow grease, they go on fine. And we've got a couple tow hooks. Gotta get those going. Alright. I won't ask too much, guys, but how is the quality of the stream, okay? Audio's good, video's good. Let me know in the chat if there are any problems. Guys, if you don't mind, and you haven't done so already, if you smash that like button, it will let YouTube know a couple of things. A, that you like scale modeling content, and hopefully it will offer up some more for you on the home screen, whether it's me or otherwise. And second, it will let some other like-minded scale modelers know that we're doing this right now, and hopefully we can get some more people in the chat, make some new friends. So if you don't mind hitting that like button, that would be great. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate your support. We've got a pretty nasty injection pin mark there. Let's see if I can buff this out. Got the trusty sanding stick here. Emery board. Give that a quick run. William from St. Louis, thank you for the stream check there. Appreciate it. Welcome aboard. Thanks, guys, for the likes and stuff there. Appreciate it. Just sanding away here. Some of the glamorous parts of this hobby. You guys know how it goes. And happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy hump day. We're getting through it here. Making progress, getting through the week. Not too bad. AJ says, have I built a gunpla, mini-pla, or other robot model kit? I have not. I'd be interested in doing it someday. I don't really know anything about the lore or the background, if there is any. I know it's very popular amongst model builders, and there's always some really impressive ones at the shows that I go to. But I have not done it myself, so I guess I'll have to add that to the list one of these days. Thanks, AJ, for the like. Appreciate it. If anybody's just joining us here, welcome. We are building up Tamiya's T-34 76 CHTZ version, one of the classic Tamiya T-34 76 kits. And we did quite a bit of progress last night on the live stream. Got all of our road wheels, idler wheels, drive wheels all ironed out, and now we are turning our attention to the hull. So thank you guys for joining tonight. Hopefully you're enjoying this as much as I am. And if you joined last night as well, thank you for being a two-timer. That sounds bad. I don't mean it that way. Thanks for joining again is what I mean. Alright. Got a couple tow hooks on there. And they're a little wonky, you know, honestly, but we'll do some texture work down here later. Kind of clean up those gaps and stuff. No sweat right now. That looks okay. Alright, so we got our tow hooks on there. They're relatively parallel. And we can probably go back to the other side of the driver's hatch now that our main component is dry there. By the way, mini art is from Ukraine. Yeah, I did know that. I think there's a few Ukrainian manufacturers out there. Mini Arts won, and then who did I see was over? I didn't realize was out of Ukraine. Well, in any case, I hope that they're all doing well. And if you guys have any friends and family or anyone that you know that's affected by this mess, hopefully it comes to a swift conclusion here and those poor people don't have to deal with this crap anymore. Alright, we're just trimming down the flash on these hoods, these little periscope hoods for the driver's hatch here. Not too bad. Okay. Sand that down. Alright. And it says that we can position these either open or closed. We are going to have the main hatch closed. Actually, what are we going to do? Let's check this out. Let's do a little dry fit. If it's closed, fits in there just like that. If it's open, should we do it open? What do you guys think? Let's do it open. Yeah? What's the best way to paint this gonna be? Should I leave it off and paint it separate? Or should I mount it on there now? I don't know. Let's sand these down a little bit though so it fits better because it's kind of garbage right now. Alright. Not garbage, I won't say that. Nothing to me fit-wise is garbage. It's just a little spurry action there that we don't want to get in the way. I think open hatch looks pretty cool, right? We can paint the inside of that white and just brush paint it. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. And then our... Oh, I got these mixed up. Uh-oh. Okay, no, we're good. Figured it out, we're good. We'll do a little test fit here. If anybody's just joining the stream, welcome. Thanks for hopping on tonight. Hope you're doing well. Alright, so we're going to just dry fit these right on here. 1 and 2. Our periscope. Not periscope. Yeah, periscope. Our vision port covers here. Everything seems to fit okay. So I think we might as well mount our driver's hatch now. Let's get that secured into place. A little glue in the seams there. And a little on the back side for good measure. Alright, very nice. Oh, I've missed some chat, sorry. Bottom tier collector, yes, this is a very relaxing hobby. Once you find something that works for you, manufacturer, and some good kits, it can be very relaxing. It's one of my go-tos for sure. Let's see. Which Tamiya kit would you or recommend for a good summer project? Could be armor or anything. Just asking most of my models are Revel or other similar kinds of kits. Orion, depending on your, not skill level is not right, but your level of experience, I suppose. There's a whole bunch of stuff out there. I think for relatively straightforward, user-friendly ones, if you're just looking for something relaxing, Tamiya M4 Shermans, pretty much any of the ones that they make are very nice. I always enjoy those, and they're one of my go-tos for just Sherman tanks in general. They're not the most detailed, but you can do a lot to spice them up. I've actually got one in progress here that I'll share with you guys. This is a M4A3 75. I've added some aftermarket sandbags on here from Value Gear and a whole bunch of stuff on the turret, and that'll look pretty nice when it's all said and done, hopefully. As far as aircraft is concerned, the BF-109s are really fun. Those fall together super easily. And then some of the more recent releases, like their P-38 is a really, really good one. And they've got a new variant of that coming out pretty soon here. So either way. Cooper, welcome aboard. Thanks for joining. Bottom tier, do I take scale modeling to the next level and make dioramas? I have made a few dioramas. I've got some images of them on my Instagram account at Sprues and Brews if you want to check them out. I did a little diorama based on Adam Makos' novel A Higher Call with Franz Stiegler's BF-109 G6. That was pretty fun. I've got a Cologne 1945 diorama as well. And I've done some little vignettes. I did like a North Africa M4A1 recently. That was really fun. All sorts of stuff. Alright, so that's it for step 2 here. We're going to move on a little bit. Anybody that's just joining, welcome aboard. And so anyone that hasn't, sorry, you've heard this a bunch of times, but we're working on Tamiya's T-34 76 kit here. One of their classic T-34s. And we were working on the upper hull today. We did most of our road wheels during our session last night. And now we're moving on to the hull. And if you haven't already, please make sure you hit that like button. It lets YouTube know that you are interested in scale modeling content, and it'll kind of help with your recommendation engine there. And it helps me. It's really supportive for the channel, lets YouTube know you like my stuff, and hopefully it will get some other folks in the chat joining us on the stream to hang out and ask some questions. So be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more fun scale modeling content. Right now I'm working on this. I'll get some of the dust out of here. This back plate, armor plate. We've got the engine access hatch there. Engine or transmission? I don't actually know what the layout is in the T-34, but access hatch there. Get some of our flash out of the way. Any suggestions on subs? You mean like other YouTube accounts to follow? Who asked that? Surfer? Alright. Typical of Tamiya, we've got our two little pegs there. This guy hopefully should just drop right into place on the back. That looks beautiful. Let's get a little cement on there, and we'll pop this guy down. Just going to get a little bit globbed around those pins. Doesn't have to be anything special, as we'll mostly focus on the seams in a moment here. Fit those right in. Bloop. Snaps right into place. We're just going to hold that in position here. I'm going to take A little bit of cement. Oh, crap. Didn't want to do that. All right. Best thing to do when you do that, guys, just leave it alone for a minute. It's going to dry. Most of that's going to be covered up with our fuel tank there, but if I touch that or try and wipe it, it's going to affect the plastic around it, so I'm just going to leave it alone. It's a bummer. It's because I'm moving too fast, but it is what it is. Got to roll with the punches. Alright, so we're going to just kind of push this, put a little pressure on there, so our hull seams are nice and clean. Oh, submarines. I haven't made a submarine kit yet. I'd like to. I think probably a smaller scale is a good place to start. Whether it's, I don't know, like 1/700 scale, 1/144 scale, that could be fun. There's some pretty good ones on the market there. You can find even on Amazon for pretty cheap. But I do recommend using your favorite online scale model vendor. Got to shop small, support our own here. Two-way cruel, happy little accidents. You got it, my man. Correct. Alright. So that's on there. Now we got to do our exhaust. So we've got, we'll start with the left one. Got A10 and A16. A10 are these two little elbow macaroni looking pieces. And A16, oh, they're the same. They're both A10 and A16. Okay, let's just get everybody off here then. We'll clean them all up, put them all on. Yeah, you guys are talking about music. I wish I could play something on this stream, but I don't want to get a copyright strike, because then I won't be able to give you guys content. I'll have to deal with all that junk. So, unfortunately, you just got to listen to me. If you want to get your streaming service going in the background to drone me out a little bit, I wouldn't blame you. But yeah, that's why we don't have any music playing right now. Just cleaning up the flash on these exhaust mufflers, tubes here. Mufflers, I suppose. And with this, I'm being pretty fast and loose here with the knife, just trying to ding these up a little bit, because these would be kind of a softer metal than the armor, and they'd be a little bent and warped and stuff on the actual tank. So just trying to take some little chunks out of that. It'll give us some character when we paint her up later. All right, I'll just clean up the two covers here. Hammy says, "Hey Hank, what's going on, man? How are you? Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. Hope you're doing well." Cooper says, "I can play music, I just have to talk the whole time." Well, that might be too much to ask. It's a lot of multitasking. It might be too much for me to take. So we'll just go no music for now. Like I said, you guys can play something on your end. That's okay. And if you missed the stream last night, it is available. There's a full replay available on the channel. So if you want to check that out and see how we built up the road wheels for this kit, you can do so. Alright guys, we're going to mount our mufflers in the little casings here. Slide those on up. right there. Looks pretty good. AJ says, what is your go-to model brand? I am a Tamiya stickler. I know some people think that that's kind of basic, and I don't care. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? They make really good stuff. The engineering's unbelievable. It's really user-friendly, and I like to just kind of make kits that are an enjoyable experience to put together. And then I can spend more time detailing them and weathering them and painting them up and all that jazz. So I go with simpler builds of subjects that I like, so I can spend more time finishing them and sharing them with you guys, if that makes sense. And everybody, feel free to ask questions. We're just chilling here. In between pieces, I'm just trying to read the chat over on my right here. And yeah, we'll just have a good time, chat. I'll try and answer some questions. Whatever. We'll have some fun. Thank you again, guys, for joining tonight. I'm happy to have the company. Cheers. If anybody's got a brew going, let me know what you're working on. Just going to do a little dry fit here, make sure these fit in place nicely. They do. Well, they fit in place very nicely. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about to me engineering, right? I just put these in. There's no glue. They're just in there. All right. I could ply that off, but I'm just going to put a little cement around the outside. That's going to seep in to the seam. And that guy, right where we want them. Bloop. Bloop. Done. Hammy says, I know you've made a lot of BF-109s, and I wanted to do an especially a G to represent Franz Stiegler's plane. Hammy, if you haven't seen my version of that particular aircraft, if you go back far enough on my Instagram page, you will be able to see images of it. Did I mention it on my favorite builds video? I think I did. Yeah, check out my my very first YouTube video. You go all the way back in the timeline. I talked about some of my favorite projects to date before I started the channel, and that one is on there. I did a whole diorama of a scene from A Higher Call with Franz's BF-109 G6 using Tamiya's 1/48 scale BF-109 G6 kit. I got some aftermarket decals to make Franz's aircraft from the Jagdgeschwader 27, and it's still one of my all-time favorite builds. I had a blast with that, and I think you will as well. So I recommend the Tamiya kit. It's a great one. And yeah, enjoy. Do I use lacquer paints or stick to just acrylic enamel? I don't have any experience with lacquers. I know some people really swear by them. I like my acrylics. They work well for me. Sometime I'll probably try lacquers, but I've been all set with what I'm using for now. Got a little stowage crate going on the side here. Gonna pop that on. I've seen some people either scratch build these open or use an aftermarket photo etch kit, so you can kind of make these little bins open, which is kind of fun. I'll just use them as is. That's okay. We're going to make this one pretty much out of the box. It's a really user-friendly beginner kit. And if you're new to the hobby, I just kind of want to show you guys in this video series how straightforward and fun this can be. Just making kits as is, right out of the box. You got all the stuff you need. We're just having fun here. Not trying to make anything crazy. We'll make a nice little project out of this. something we can be proud of. And that's what's important, right? We're learning, we're growing, we're having a good time. All right. And I know my cement work looks a little sloppy here. It's because I usually have this like right up to my face when I'm working, but I don't want you guys to only look at the back of my head. So I'm gonna try and get that glue mistake off here now that I made earlier. Just gonna take, now that it's completely dried, I'm gonna take the end of the hobby knife, and I know you're not supposed to cut towards yourself, but being very careful. I'm just trying to peel that back a little bit in the big glob that was down there. Then I'm going to take my fine grit sandpaper and just run that over the area real quick. No harm, no foul. As I said, these tanks are pretty rough on the outside anyway. Wet the finger a little bit. No. Clean that off. There we go. Much better. Oh boy, we got a bunch of chat questions here. Sorry, guys. Or Eduard's G6 weekend kit, less than half the price, still builds great. Yeah, Travis, I have the weekend kit as well. That is also a good one. I just got a notification, guys, that the stream was lagging a little bit. Let me know if it's kind of clippy. I'll try and fix it. Excuse me. All right. Hi Hank, what's your average build time in hours for something of this size? That's a good question. I've never really kept track of that. I very rarely have like a extended amount of time where I can sit down and work on a project like this in big stints. That's kind of why I'm streaming right now, because I did have an hour or so to hang out with you guys. But I'm usually just doing a little bit here and there after work. So I'm not actually sure how long. Maybe 15 to 20 hours on a less complicated kit, more on a bigger kit with more pieces. It really depends. Aircraft are more modular. You kind of have to, not modular, I won't say. You got to plan them out a little bit more, because you got to paint the interiors and then mount those and then mask stuff off and yada 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 yada. Armor vehicles like this are a little faster, I'd say, because you don't have to paint anything until the whole thing's built, which does save some time. Sorry, this is trying to get this engine louver on here. It's a little dainty. It's a pretty big gap right there. Alright, let's see if we can get a little torque on that. Get that guy to stay in place. That looks okay. Alright. That's on there, okay. Will I be live streaming this whole build? Yeah, that's the plan. I'd like to. At least the build process. I might not live stream the painting. Actually, I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But I definitely will be doing like full videos for all this stuff. So do both. Maybe I will. Well, it'd be more popular, my 135 T-35 Croatia, or my 135 Centurion. Ooh, I don't know. I think those are both fun builds. Why not do both? Cooper, don't worry about what's more popular. Do whichever one you like. I don't know. I think people will appreciate your stuff, regardless. I'm sure they're both great. Anybody that's just joining us, welcome, guys. Wow, it's already been 45 minutes. We're having a blast here, moving along. We are building up Tamiya's T-34 76 classic kit here. We did our road wheels and all that jazz last night in the live stream. Now we are working on our upper hull, having a blast along the way. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. It is twofold benefit. It helps you because it tells YouTube that you're interested in scale modeling content, and it'll help with your homepage a little bit. So when you log on, you'll be seeing more scale modeling stuff, not just mine, but all sorts of other goodies. And it'll help me because it'll let YouTube know that people are enjoying this content, and it'll hopefully send some more people our way so we can make some new friends, get some more people in the chat, have a grand old time. So thanks, guys. If you don't mind hitting that like button, it would be a big benefit to me and you, as I said. I wouldn't make you guys do it. I wouldn't ask you guys to do it if it was purely in my own interest. I've found in my research of the YouTube algorithms and stuff that liking things can be very helpful for your own suggested pages. So, it's a win-win. Dun-dun-dun. The model guy. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, man. I'm trying. Just sticking with it, having fun, learning something along the way. I couldn't do this without you guys' support, so I appreciate all the kind words and the views and tuning in along the way. I'm doing this for you guys, so I appreciate it. Hey Hank, I recently bought an Edward Profit Pack FW190. There's a few big gaps with a fuselage and wing retard. Any tips? Oh, that's interesting that the fit's not good? Huh. Trying to think here. Yeah, I think your best bet is probably some good old trusty Tamiya putty. You can just put this stuff in with a toothpick or whatever, and then a lot of careful sanding, and you should be able to clean those up okay. If you check out my video, my build video on the F86 Sabre, Italeri F86 Sabre I just did, that had a similar problem, so maybe that video could be useful to you if you want to check it out. Alright, we're getting the engine deck vent covers here. Getting these guys in place. This is an older kit. Still holds up pretty well. Got some decent sized gaps and stuff here, but you know what? For a kit that's 20 plus years old, that ain't too bad. Just gonna hold that in place, make sure everything seals up the way we want it to. Trying to make sure that these joints are aligned and not break those tow hooks in the front. Just gonna hold that in place for a second here. Let's read some chat. Bum, ba, bum, ba, bum. Oh god, who's spamming the chat? I'm sorry guys, I gotta boot this person. Enough, 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 enough. Bum, 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 bum. All right, let's get this person out of here. All right, I got rid of them. Don't worry, guys. Sorry about that. I know, bots. Please don't leave me for the the girls that he speaks of. I don't think they're real. Don't they know that we are building plastic models and hanging out? Come on. Oh, thank you for the report there as well. Appreciate it. I did the same. All right. Anybody that's just jumping on, welcome aboard. We are building up Tamiya's classic T-34-76 here. I'm working on the hull today. We did most of our our suspension and stuff yesterday, so now we're onto the hull. Here's the antenna mount. Just gonna clean that up a little bit, get that on here. Da Vinci asks, why does this T-34 turret look different? Good question. I had to look that up. So let me try and give you the short version. And actually, I think I do have it still screenshotted on my phone, so I can tell you. But the difference here, this is the CHTZ version, right? And that's this funky looking turret here. Oh my god, is the spammer back? I thought I got rid of you. Hang on. Hide this user. Get out of here. Report. Report. Okay. Alright. I don't know how they got back. Model guy. See? There could... You're in with the 170 people. Maybe... there's like 80 of them hiding somewhere, and they're who we're talking about. No, I'm just kidding. It's a pain in the ass. Anyway, yeah, sorry, I got distracted. So the turret. It's a different turret here. And let me just open my phone here. I'll let you guys try and see it first. So there's the turret. And it's got this weird little lip on the bottom here. It's kind of got these softer rounded edges compared to the welded ones you usually see on the T-34. And let me just get the description that I have here so you guys know. Okay, and this is from the Tamiya website. Dun dun dun. The Russians, with an urgent requirement to reinforce their tank strength, made efforts to simplify the tank manufacturing methods. This resulted in many versions of the T-34 that differed greatly from each other. One of the more distinctive versions was produced at the, I'm going to butcher this pronunciation, Chelyabinsk Tractor Works, aka the CHTZ, in Tankograd in 1943. This model used a one-piece cast turret with the pronounced rounded edges on the turret roof and a peculiar dip along the lower edge of the turret. That is actually not completely accurate. I did a little more research. Well, the factory and all that stuff is accurate. But what they actually did here is this was, and I need to try and find the machine that did it, but it was a steel sheet, and they heated it up really, really, really hot, and then it was forced into a mold, kind of into a press. It was a pressed steel sheet, and it folded that red hot molten metal around that shape, and then they took it out and it dried and cured and hardened and all that stuff. And that's why it kind of gets this interesting look here. So it's not a proper cast turret, it's not a welded turret, it's a pressed turret, which pretty rare. You don't see a lot of these, and I don't think there are very many 3476s of that model in existence anymore. I don't think they made a ton of them. So if you see one, it's pretty rare. So to answer your question, that is why the turret looks a little weird on this one. Alright, just trying to get this aerial mount in place. Extra cement in there. I just want to make sure it's perfectly vertical. Want that to be straight up and down and not sticking out in some wonky angle. And we'll put our actual aerial in there later. I've got a video on the stretched sprue method. I'm just realizing now there's a nasty bit of flash on there. Alright, that's coming off. We gotta sand this down first. Moved a little too fast, but I'm glad I caught that before that cured. Because it would drive me nuts at the end of the build if there was all that mess on there still, and I missed it the first time around. So we'll give this guy a little sand. Whoop, 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 whoop. Knock off some of that extra bit. And that should make a difference. Alright, what else is going on? I'm here to learn tank stuff. I'm not an expert by any means, but I've tried to learn some stuff along the way. So if anything I know, I will share with you guys. And yeah, it's a pretty cool turret. That's kind of why I wanted to get this one. It's different than the ones that you usually see. So I figured it would be kind of a fun change of pace here. Alright, repositioning our antenna mount, getting that guy into place. Whoop. Okay, cool. I highly recommend the book Fighter Pilots about Robin Olds. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't know too much about him. I mean, other than the very common information, but that sounds like a good read. Thanks for the recommendation. These early Tamiya kits are definitely drama-free builds. Yeah, they're great beginner builds for sure. And I think they can be really relaxing ones for more experienced modelers too. Because you can just have fun with it and kind of do like what we're doing right now. Just chat through it and have a good time. Alright, let's see. Ooh, it's time to get our bow machine gun on there. Get that cleaned up. Alright. If anybody's just joining, welcome aboard. Let me know in the chat where you're joining from tonight, if you haven't done so already. Be curious to hear. I know we've got some people from Australia, from Ireland, from Canada. We had somebody from Norway earlier. Had people from all over the place here. Oh my, Sprue Cutter Models has entered the chat. What's going on, my man? How are you? Thanks for hopping on. What else is going on? Do you recommend this kit? I'm yet to do a Russian tank. Yeah, this is a fun one. Any of the early, the Tamiya T-34 kits are great. They're pretty straightforward, classic kits. You'll have a good time with them. Where do you find good reference images? Pinterest is great. I have a Pinterest account. It's linked on my Instagram account. If you want to check that out, it's just Sprues and Brew Scale Modeling, and I save a whole pile of reference images there for people to use. If you want to check that out, that is my Pinterest account. Other than that, Wikipedia Commons has some really good stuff. Just go to Wiki Commons. It's all free to use as well, most of it with the Creative Commons license. So a lot of the backgrounds you see on my thumbnails and stuff like that are from Wiki Commons. That's a great source as well to check out if you haven't done so already. The chat is flying. New Zealand, Australia, Michigan, Nebraska, Mexico, Calgary, bunch of Canadians, Northern California, Tennessee, Australia. What time is it in Australia, guys? In New Zealand? It's got, what is it? Gotta be, it's tomorrow already, right? Is it Thursday for you guys? Am I just dumb? I'm about to drill out this barrel. It's very fine. Let me see if I can do this. All right, what I'm going to do here, just taking the very tip of my, whoa. Okay, this is delicate work, but I think I can do it. I'm going to put that on the end of the barrel. Not stab myself. Maybe. Just twist. So I want to make a little hole there, because it is a machine gun, not just a stick coming out of the front of the tank. I'm just going to wiggle that back and forth for a while. It's 10 a.m. on Thursday in Australia. Wow. Well, thanks for tuning in the morning, guys. I appreciate it. Happy Thursday. If you could cancel work for me tomorrow, that would be great. All right, we got a little hole in the barrel there. There's no way you guys are gonna be able to see that, but it looks a little better. All right, let's read the chat real quick. The Australians told us it was early in the morning. Thank you. Don't try this after a few brews, kids. Sprue Cutter, you're correct. Unless you're an experienced veteran like myself. Nearly 1 p.m. in New Zealand. Jeez. You've had a whole day already. What else is going on? Your blood is out of scale. Correct. I got through it without hurting myself, so keep that in mind. Do I have a very big stash of kits? I try not to. I've probably got, I don't know, 10 unbuilt kits right now. I don't have a ton of room to store them all, so I've tried to not go crazy overboard there, but I do tend to have a few in the stash at any given time. Crazy Loca, I'm sorry to hear you're still driving. I hope you're doing okay and staying awake down there. Hope we're helping, and I'm not putting you to sleep. Got a couple tow hooks to put on the front of our hull here. I'm going to flip that right over. And a little bit in the mounting hole here to give us a start. We can always come back and put a little bit around this lovely little weld line that Tamiya has recreated here if we need to. Kind of helps to smush this around a little bit because it gets the cement to come up through the cracks there and kind of split the difference between the molded weld marks. I think it's gonna look a little better there. All right, cool. So that one's on. Lovely. Alright. Alright. And if anyone is just joining, we're just having a good old chat here, answering questions, doing whatever. Oh, we passed the hour mark, guys. Congrats if you've been here for... Oh, sorry, I'm just realizing my hat got in the way. Sorry. We're passing the hour mark here. I've been at this for a while, so if you've been sticking with through the whole time here, thank you. I appreciate the support. Guys, I'm getting low here. I'm gonna have to go grab another beer in a second. I'll probably keep this going for another half hour or so. See if we can wrap up some of these hull components here. All right. Got another stowage bin to put on here on the side. One of the fun things about these early Soviet tanks, I guess all the Soviet tanks, they've always got bins and stuff on the side. Stash all your junk in. Now, they were probably the first to get blown off by small arms fire and all that stuff. So hopefully nothing too valuable in there, but you got bins. Rather than just tying all your junk to the side of the turret. That's fun. Alright. Got our case on there. Cody says, when's the next live? I'm not sure. Mrs. Bruce has book club tonight, so I had a few hours to kill. Maybe we'll do one this weekend. I don't know. We'll see. I'll let you guys know. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, because I will be posting on there if I have advance notice on when we're going to do one of these. But if you ever miss it, the full replays of the live streams are available on my channel, so you can check them out whenever you have time. If you guys are new to the stream and you haven't done so already, please make sure you hit that like button. It's beneficial to both of us because it tells YouTube that you like this kind of scale modeling content, and then the next time you sign on, you're going to have more suggestions for scale modeling content on your homepage, which can be very handy in finding new builders and stuff. And it'll be helpful for me because it tells YouTube that you like my stuff, and it'll tell other people that you like my stuff. Well, not you specifically, but you guys. And it'll help attract some more people to the channel and the stream. We can make some new friends, get some more people in these chats, and have a great old time here. So if you haven't done so already, please make sure you hit that like button. And of course, subscribe so you don't miss the next time we do this. I appreciate you guys. I really appreciate the support. It's fun doing this and chatting with you guys. It's a good way to wrap up the day. Or start the day for my folks on the other side of the planet. You guys are already up and running. Sprue Cutter, you're doing my job for me, man. Answering the questions in the chat. Thank you. I'm just messing with you. No, I do appreciate it. He is correct. Glorious War. Hessian tape. I do have a whole video for it. Before priming or after priming. Do it in the beginning. So do it before you paint anything at all. It's helpful to just get it on there, and you can go back and brush paint the details afterwards, but just treat it as part of the tank itself. It's in your best interest, I'd say, to do it beforehand. So get a little sticky if you don't do it in the beginning. Before I go, I need to confirm a time for your Tiger 131. It's right there. It's up there on the bench. You can't see it, but it's ready to go. I have the aftermarket tracks from our friend Bulldog Models that I want to try for those. I will do it soon. That is the next armor build I'm going to do. I've got the Sherman going right now. I've got this guy. The Tiger is next. And you got it, man. Yeah, the video should have all the details in there, but I would say definitely do the Hessian tape application before painting or priming anything. D39. Where is D39? Oh, look, we got a little, my expert's here. That's not a PPSH, right? What is that? It's got the PPSH barrel. But it's got the banana clip. What is this? You guys can tell me, right? Got our little horn here. I'm going to try and drill that out a bit too. This could do for a bigger bit, but you know what? I don't feel like breaking the drill out. Thanks, Jonesy. Appreciate it. I'll get to that Tiger soon enough. And make sure you follow on Instagram and here on YouTube, because I will post about it before we get going, so no sweat. I need a drill for this. I don't want to go get it, though. It's in the basement. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? You know what? It's going to be pretty covered up. Don't tell anybody. I'm just going to put it on there. I'm being lazy. Sorry, guys. Well, you know what we'll do? We'll put some stowage over it. We'll put a tarp over it so you can't see that I didn't drill out the horn. That's what the experts do. They won't tell you. Who needs a horn? Why is there a horn on this tank anyway? It's not the most stealthy thing in the world to be driving around blowing a horn. It's not like we're walking into some medieval battle or something. Alright. Got our headlight on there. Our one headlight. Remind anybody of a song? No? That'll let me know if people on this chat are older or younger than me. One headlight. First one to name the band in the chat wins. Go. I'm watching. Alright, guys. So, the Loca, you got it. Nice job. Wallflowers, A+. From the driver's seat on the highway down in Florida. Crazy Loca snipes the song ID. Nice job, man. We're just messing around. Alrighty, alright. So, guys, we are not going to use the rubber band tracks today. Did my stream just freeze? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Are we back? Can you guys hear me? I just lost the stream for a second. Are we back? Give me a thumbs up in the chat if we're okay. I think my internet might be crapping out a little bit. You guys are good? We're good now? We're back in business? Okay. Glad to hear it. Alright, so we are gonna snap the hull together using this high-tech 70s Tamiya technology of polycaps. That's actually really nice. Look at that. Boop. It's like magic. Cool. Check that out. Not too bad. Alright. Well, our hull is on there now. That is cool. Alright, so I think we're gonna... I'm not motorizing this, so we're just gonna mount it in place. Beer is low, bro. I'm gonna go get a beer. Will you guys hang on a second? I'm gonna put it in the chat, so in case anybody joins, they'll know. But let them know, guys, that I will be right back. Hang tight. All right, guys, we're back. We're back. Oh, we didn't lose too many people. Hello. Okay. Dum-dum-dum-dum. All right, we're back, guys. We got another fiddlehead. Vermont's finest. Excuse me, T-34. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Beautiful. We're back in business, guys. Fueled up, gassed up, ready to go. All right, Cooper says, I've heard the Tacom Firefly is better than the Oscar one. Wow. I have not heard that, but I'd be interested to see. from personal experience, the Oscar Firefly is beautiful. I love that kit. But I'm sure the Dacron one's pretty good too, so it's interesting to hear. Alright, we're just going to hold this seam here. Let this set up nicely for us. What's the beer brand? It is the name of the brewery is Fiddlehead Brewery. That's the Fiddlehead IPA. I'll grab the can in a second. Glorious there. As soon as this sets, I don't want to let go because it's going to spread apart a little bit. Sorry, I know it's exciting for you guys to watch me just hold two pieces of plastic together, but that's the name of the game, right? And it's all good. Alright guys, we're probably going to do this for another 10 minutes or so. We're going to finish up this haul here, and then we're going to call it a night. It's been a pretty good session. We've gotten a lot of the hull done here, which is pretty cool. And we should be able to move on to the turret next time around. We'll be painting this thing up before we know it. Surfer, yeah, the Firefly is reference to the British modification of a couple different Sherman variants. Basically, they used the original small turret and hoofed a 17-pounder high-velocity anti-tank gun in there and made this big beastie Frankenstein of a tank. Tamiya to, who said that? Somebody's point. Glorious, yeah, when they had there was a Tamiya one for a very short amount of time. I think it was a reboxing of somebody else's kit, but I could be wrong. But yeah, there's not a ton of them out there, so it's a fun, iconic vehicle for sure. Just have to hold this quite a bit because of those poly caps. I just want it to set properly. Alright, we're going to do the same thing back here in the rear of the hull. This back bolted armor plate. I'm going to press that nice and firm. Let that seal up. Do its thing. Yes, and I'm sure Cooper Deer Point, the turret of the Firefly, was very, 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 very cozy. A 17-pounder is considerably larger than M375, so even a 76. All right, moving right along here, guys. I have a few little gaps to fill, but nothing we can't handle. See if we can kind of, oh boy, didn't want to do that. Muscle this thing into place. And we can always use a little Tamiya putty to clean those up later when we need to. Alright, there's our turret. Turret, this isn't a turret. Oh, the bot's back. How did they come back? I blocked this guy like a million times. Report. Spam. Report. Okay. Hide. User on this chat. Get out of here. Okay. I got the bot. Sorry, the bot's gone. The name of that bot is very funny. Clever. It's almost like they're not a person or something. Okay. let's see. So here we are. All this is done. We have mounted the two pieces of our hull together. Very nice. Let's just do a little preview of what's coming next, guys. So we have tracks and our external fuel tanks. And I'll give you guys a little sneak peek because I haven't shown anybody this yet. Hang tight, let me grab it. Where is it? So I got a package from a friend in the industry here to try something out. Let me see if I can open this with you guys. This could be kind of fun. Jack, I did report them. Somehow they keep coming back. I don't know why. So, yeah, I'll share with you guys this little surprise here. We're going to use it for this build. Could be fun. Dun dun dun. You guys recognize that stuff, right? Tankcraft makes some really good stuff. Thank you for the stickers. That is awesome. Okay, can't wait to put those on my workstation. That's gonna be fun. Pop this open. See what we're working with, guys. Oh, it looks like you threw some goodies in here. What is all this stuff? Let's get the box out of the way. We have two little things. Oh, we sent me a glue base. That was nice. Cool. But this is what we actually want to check out, guys. I will show you. Dun dun dun. So these are the new like full articulating tracks from Tankcraft. You might know Tankcraft as the company that makes the really nice cutting mats that a lot of people use for their backdrops and stuff. But they're just getting into tracks, individual tracks. So they sent me over a sample to try out, and I'm really excited to give these a go. So look at, these are all track pins. That's crazy. And then we've got one side right here, all the lengths. How many go on a side? Let's find out. 36 with teeth and 36 without teeth. And yeah. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm gonna have to read all my instructions here before I do this, but I'm really excited about this. So in any case, we're gonna put the 3D printed, their resin, I don't know if these are, I don't know how they actually made these, but the individual articulating tracks on this guy, and that's gonna be really fun. So I'll have a whole video on that. A big thank you again to the kind folks over at Tankcraft for sending these along to try. I'm really excited about that. So that should be fun. And if you guys want to pick some up, they are available on the Tankcraft website if you want to check those out. Do I have? There we go. Tankcraft.com. You can pick some up for yourself and give them a go. But I will be releasing a video separately on that when the time comes to make these up. But I'm really excited about that. I think they're going to look good on here. And it's going to be a fun little experience because I haven't done individual articulating tracks like that yet. So should be fun. All right, guys, so I think that's going to be it for tonight. I know I just got a beer, but whatever. I was just chatting with the missus, and she is getting off her call as well, so I'm going to wrap it up and probably go watch some Bob's Burgers or something before I call it a night here, because I do have work in the morning. But thank you guys for joining the chat. This has been really fun. We will be back soon to continue work on this. There's only a few things we need to do on the hull here. We've got to get some of these grab handles on here. We've got to get our external fuel tanks, some of the pioneering tools and stuff, and then it'll be time to move on to our turret. And that should pretty much wrap up the build process. We'll add probably some resin stowage on here. I've got some extra bits and bobs from Value Gear that we'll put on there. That'll be pretty fun. And yeah, we're having a good time. So yeah, big thank you to you guys for joining us tonight. I really appreciate it. It was fun chatting with you all. You guys are the best, and I really appreciate your support. Until next time, guys, be well, happy building, and cheers. We'll have the next episode of the Sprues and Brews Scale Model Showcase on Friday. I was just working on editing this week's version today. Got some great builds to share with you all, so make sure you tune in on Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern to check out those builds. And if you submitted something, you might even recognize one of your own on there. So yeah, that'll be it for tonight, guys. Take it easy, and we'll talk soon.